I remember listening to or reading actually about the person who owns Craigslist, and I think is it Craigslist or Wikipedia? I think it's Craigslist, yeah. So anyway, somebody was telling him, or not somebody, lots of people tell him about how he could be making more money from Craigslist. But I remember one specific story where I think it was maybe somebody who worked for him or something like that, or it could have been him, who was simply saying that he wasn't interested in making any more money. I think at the time when I read this, they were saying that he was worth about maybe $400 million, and they only made money in very specific places they charged for listings, but most of the places it was free. And he was saying that he didn't want to make any more money because he had met all of these other people who were much richer than he was. And as far as he could see, most of their time was spent worrying about how to make more money. And he did not want to go down that path. And I think that there's something that you can definitely look at that and be like, yeah, that's true. There's a saying that more money, more problems. And I think it refers to, like, if you have a means of making money, like a company, and it's making money for you, you're probably going to end up with a lot more problems, because it's like riding a bike or driving a car. You have to keep your eyes on the road. And if you are walking, the ramifications of any kind of accident it can be bad. But if you're traveling at 30 to 90 miles an hour, the ramifications of any particular accident probably could be a lot worse. Especially if you have loans that are outstanding, that people could call you on the loans. I mean, look at Donald Trump. I remember there's a story about his daughter was telling him, was saying that she remembered her father saying, look at that guy on the street, maybe a bum or something, and it was, he probably has more money than I do, meaning that he probably owed more money than he was worth. Now, clearly it got better for him, and there's always bankruptcy and all this other stuff, and he probably was never in any more problems than the guy on the street, because certain forms of income are going to be protected if you file for bankruptcy, as far as I know, and I don't know if he had those, but at any rate, like the owner of Craigslist, or the guy in charge of it, was saying, more money, more problems, more worries, concerns about how to manage this money. Are you getting a good interest rate? Whatever, your employees, getting this new deal done. Ultimately, the reason why many of us want to be rich is to try to get rid of our problems. And I don't know that it's exactly more money, more problems. That's a saying. Not all sayings make sense. But I think that we can clearly see from many of the stories of people who won the lottery. There are probably people who've won the lottery and they've been able to live off of it for a long period of time. We really do focus on the bad stories, but there are probably a lot of people who are just okay. They never reveal that they won the lottery, but it's probably not a high percentage of people. It's probably not a high percentage, because I think it said that 66% of people, when they get a big sum of money, whether from the job or an inheritance or the lottery or whatever, they lose it fairly quickly and they go right back to zero, maybe below that. I think there's probably a sweet spot in there. And there's this guy, this billionaire, he was in the news recently. Apparently he was able to divest all of his money, and he kept about $2 million apparently for himself and his wife to live on for the rest of their days. And that seems to be a good idea. I mean, that sense of accomplishment, not only in having earned all of that money, but feeling that you've put it in all of the right places as best as you can discern, must be a really good feeling, I think. I personally would want to do more with my time as well, not just having divested and spread all the money out there, hopefully to very good ends, but I would probably feel like my time was also very valuable in terms of giving back as well. But I think that for most people, no matter where they came from initially, who end up being rich, money is not the solution to their real problems, whatever those might be. I mean, and this might be cherry picking, but I think it's Paul Allen, the guy's name is, the co-founder of Microsoft. He's dead from a terminal illness. Steve Jobs is dead of a terminal illness. The whole idea, I mean, a lot of people who are rich, maybe some of them, maybe they think of it as fun, trying to get money like Warren Buffett. But how fun is it, really? Obviously, there are good days and there are bad days in business. Is it fun like a video game? I don't even know if a video game is fun. We throw around this word fun so much for things that can be so disappointing. Like Serena Williams, does she think of tennis as being fun? Does she think that not having been able to win, going to the finals of so many tennis tournaments as she is on the verge of breaking this record in tennis and losing time after time after time, does she think that that is fun? I don't know that that's fun. But when you are one of the richest people in the world, what really is your goal in terms of continuing to earn more and more money? To me, it just seems as if you make a whole bunch of money and, okay, you're employing people and you're trying to figure out where you can get the best return, but you're already one of the richest people in the world. What is an extra dollar worth? Like Warren Buffett, if you're 88 years old, what is an extra $1,000,000 worth? What's the point of it? You're just kind of doing what you did yesterday and the day before that and the day before that. You're just a robot, an automaton stuck in a cycle, doing the same thing over and over and over. And in many ways, some of the ways that you make money probably are not good for society, especially when you carry them to extreme. But yet you never see that and you just keep going. But I suppose at the end of the day, there's no reasoning with doing what you did yesterday and the day before. You can't reason with somebody who's doing that. And I also can't relate to that because the things that I do that are the same as the day before and the day before that, they are kind of dreary. I mean, I'm happy in general that I'm taking care of my uncle and that his life is better than it would have otherwise been. But if I didn't have to do it, I'd have so much more time to do all these other things that, again, are not fun, but I do feel that they are noteworthy enough to pursue, And there are many things that make my life even better in a way that I think than just the money. As I've said before, like fixing my refrigerator or fixing my washing machine or making sure that the dryer works or any of these things, like, painting over somewhere or putting up a screen. These things make me feel good because I feel powerful. I feel, wow, I can do these things that I didn't think that I could do. So, anyway, my 2 cents. Peace.